Spotlight on Florida is on the air, and we've got a special interview for you today. Look at this next to me. This is one of the biggest things we've done on Spotlight on Florida so far. Congressman Aaron Bean. Congressman Bean, welcome to Spotlight on Florida.
Joel, great to be with you. Thanks for having me and putting it together. And always a treat to talk about Florida, talk about tourism. That's the butter that makes everything sweeter in Florida.
We love hearing that. I know you're in DC, so we wanted to bring you on to talk about what's going on in Florida, Northeast Florida specifically in your case. But I mean, listen, let's start just general. In your role in Congress now, you're seeing people from around the state, the country, the world. What are
Right.
you telling them about Northeast Florida and what it has?
Well, a lot of people want me to keep it a secret because it is filling up in Florida. But no, I can't stop bragging about Florida, Northeast Florida in particular. It literally is paradise. Where I grew up, I've had the opportunity to serve as mayor as a little town in Fernandina Beach on Amelia Island, and in the House and in the Senate, and now in Congress, representing really all of Northeast Florida. It's a treat. It's fun, and I love it every day. Every day I come to work with a little pep in my step.
You're known for some pep in your step. So so that's awesome. Hey, so recently saw you walking around with Florida Restaurant Lodging Association, Northeast chapter, Nicole Chapman. You spent some time in the district. I don't know if it was during your August break or what it was, but tell me about that trip and what you were doing.
Well, anytime we get to hang out with restaurateurs and FRLA, we love to do it. Nicole Chapman's a great friend. She's been up to DC. We had dinner and toured. Uh, she put together a roundtable of restaurant owners and operators, and we sat and listened to challenges that the industry is facing. Listening really was more listening than anything, which is hard for me to do sometimes, Joel. I know you think I can't stop talking as much, but to listen to what it is. We did talk about the one big, beautiful bill that really offers such broad tax relief to the people that are continuing to pay the bills on a national level. There is some trickiness to it. With restaurants, there's a new caveat: no tax on tips. And if if that's the way you make money on tips, you're elated. But there are some nuances of how we had to write the bill, uh, and just listening to concerns of restaurant owners. It was a great day, great day. We spent, I think, a couple hours in Jacksonville with the pretty large group she put together.
I love it. What is the reaction amongst the restaurant, the owners, and I'm sure the employees have got to love it, right?
Joel, to remind you too, had we not acted, had Congress not passed that bill, we were looking at the largest tax increase in American history. So the Trump tax cuts from 2017 were expiring. We were going to revert back. So for small business in particular, some of the benefits of owning a small business, of putting money into your company, of purchasing, of expanding, of hiring people, those advantages were going to go away. Some of our tax rates were going to be the highest on the planet. And so listening to them breathe a sigh of relief that's not going to happen truly was probably the root was the base of the meeting. But there's still challenges. Listen, challenges. I've operated four small businesses, and it's tough enough without the government in your business. So we want to get government out of their business to the extent that we can, and let them compete and let them cook and be hospitable to people, which is what they want to do.
Yeah, all of us know tourism is so key to the state. All the hospitality folks working day in, day out. It really is something that we need to make sure we help them, huh? And you're trying in DC.
That's 100%. We can't take it for granted. We can't take for granted that just because we've got awesome weather, we've got Mickey Mouse and others and beaches, we just can't expect it to automatically happen. So that's the goose that lays the golden egg in Florida. We want to make sure that everybody that participates has every tool at hand, and that any obstacle that we need to remove or we do need to make sure that that goose continues to lay the golden eggs.
I like it. So you got your August break. So you're in the district, right? Now back in DC.
Back in DC, yeah. August, the work period in August was great, and I think last count was 24 uh, talks. We did another
Wow.
dozen visits to different factories and companies and talking to their employees about just whatever is on their mind. But yes, back in DC, and as you know, in DC, it's so razor thin. Our the parties are so razor thin that every vote is so close. Every vote, so you can't miss a vote. And our first vote series is just in a couple of hours, so I'll be suiting up and ready to go on the floor and do my thing with my card voting.
I've seen you on C-SPAN a couple of times, so I always love seeing you there.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but you were in the district, and people are generally feeling good. What do you think?
There's great optimism. No, there is truly great optimism. I think there was great frustration that there was no accountability. We saw people breaking the rules and the laws without any accountability. And I think now there is accountability. We're seeing enforcement of our laws, which is what civilization is. Civilization is we have laws and we abide by them. And it's frustrating for people that pay the bills and do their thing to see there is no accountability. So that's number one. But we also number two is that bill that truly is almost the parting of the Red Seas. It's a miracle. It passed by one vote that we delivered for the American people. So people will begin to feel the impact of that bill, particularly when they're filing their taxes the next time around. And we're already seeing businesses and business owners and small business people invest and put up money in their companies. That was one thing we did in the August. We went to a couple of factories where they're going to be hiring more people. They're going to be putting more capital in there. You know, the Big Beautiful Bill also puts an emphasis of making things in America. And so now there's an incentive for people to look for sourcing things from our country as well as creating factories to begin the supply chain right here in America. We haven't had an emphasis on that really in the last 40 years. So that's kind of also a big deal that the Big Beautiful Bill. I was in my office right now. We're debating on what to call it. The Big Beautiful Bill does so many things. It secures our border. It upgrades aviation and flying in America. It strengthens Medicaid for those who need it. But overall, it just gives a tax cut to working families. And you'll hear that, I think, in the coming weeks to emphasize what that bill does.
I love it. I've seen you throughout your entire career. I've known you. I've watched you in the House, the Senate, now in Congress. What do the people in DC think of Aaron Bean?
Well,
What do they
I think
make
the
of
jury's
you?
still out, Joel Silver. You and I have also done some side gigs. I know one of the small businesses I had was an auction company, and
Yes,
I think you were one of the small businesses you have is a filming crew, and and I think we did a gig together that was just so much fun uh, together. So it's a different world up here. I still have the hospitality bug. In 1988, I was Nassau County, Florida's uh, hospitality employee of the month.
I had no
I
idea.
think I have that picture. I was a waiter. I waited tables and bartended at Sliders Oyster Bar. Uh, wow, that was just a great time. But that's just still in my blood. Still today in our congressional office is serving others. Serving you is what we do is one of our credos here, and so I think that's in my blood. I think most people in the people in the hospitality business have it in their blood. They would much rather be serving than to be served, so to speak. So, when I go to one of those galas like we were doing, I'd much rather work. I'd much rather, I don't know, be helping and doing something rather than just sitting there, not working. I know, Joel, you feel the same way.
Absolutely. If you have not had the pleasure of hearing Aaron Bean be an auctioneer, then you are missing out. You need to go to an event where he is doing auctioneering. I don't even know if you can do that anymore now that you're a congressman, but
I'm
but
just a
it is great.
volunteer now. I still do them occasionally as a volunteer, so it's still fun and still have a lot of passionate projects. We've got one coming up that my wife and I started, the Nassau Education Foundation, and we just had a milestone. We started this organization 10 years ago, and it just delivered its $1 millionth directly to teachers as these community grants. So over 10 years, $1 million to teachers. The smallest grant was $100, and we've done up to $5,000. We've got a community panel that reviews all the ask, the grant requests. We just raise the money, and then the community panel decides which teachers need it most and what is the most impactful grant. So that's one I'll be doing in January, and that'll be our 11th year doing that one.
I'm so glad you're in DC. I find it so interesting. I know you got to do some votes, so we'll wrap it up here. But the you have you're involved in so many things, and you mentioned manufacturing, you mentioned environment, all these things that you're working on in DC. So you got to probably enjoy hearing from people. So if people in the hospitality industry, tourism industry, if they have something they need to get to you or your office or an issue, what do they do?
They can, you would think I would know my phone number, but I don't know my phone number, but I know you can Google us. It's
Yeah.
bean.house.gov. Drop us a line. Come see us. We've got some folks coming in today. We give tours. We take care. We have that hospital. We have a division of hospitality here in our office that takes care of our visitors to DC. Now, let us know. Let us know what's on your mind. And I know it sounds trite, but that's how a bill becomes a law. It's a citizen
Right.
that has an idea. This needs to be changed, or this needs to be torn down, or whatnot. And we've got a team. We noodle on it. What's the best way to sell it? How can we put it together? And how can we put it in a big package? But being on the Ways and Means Committee, we haven't really talked about that. That's the committee that wrote the One Big Beautiful Bill. It handles tax policy. I was put on that committee earlier this year. Uh, it's been a lot of work, to be honest with you. We've had very long meetings, but it's worth it to see how to relaunch, the American dream, the American opportunity, to get everybody on board on on giving the opportunities that the bill does and prevents everything from being slowed down. If we'd allowed a $4 trillion tax increase, Joel, the tourist people wouldn't have enough money to come to Florida, because right now people in Ohio save all year long for that 1 week where they can pick to go anywhere, and they always choose, or at least most of them choose, to come to Florida. So we want to make that a great experience for them, keep their taxes low where they can do just that.
Amazing. So glad you're there. Would you leave us, please, sir, with some words for the folks that are in the tourism industry, hospitality industry, about what they do?
I'm appreciative. I'm very appreciative. When I was in the Florida legislature and now, I recognize, and that's the way we started off our conversation. Literally, tourism is what butters our bread in Florida. We can't take it for granted. And so we want our tourism industry to be as strong as ever. That's why, Joel, I know you work for them, and I listen to them all the time. The Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association, which is the go-to organization for tourism in Florida. Carol Dover is one of my great friends, and I talk to her occasionally about the needs of tourism, and she's the watchdog to make sure it all continues, that the goose of tourism continues to lay those big golden eggs for everybody.
And now you know why everybody loves Congressman Aaron Bean. There you go, folks. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us from DC and all those words, and we hope to have you back soon.
Go get them, Joel. All the best. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you soon. That's going to wrap it up for this interview. More later.